At last week's Atlas Network Freedom Dinner in New York City, Dharanath Fernando accepted the 2022 Templeton Freedom Award on behalf of Sri Lanka's Advocata Institute. The 100,000 grand prize will accelerate Advocata's impactful efforts to guide the island nation through a tragic economic crisis threatening the lives, livelihood and human dignity of millions of Sri Lankans.
This award means to us in three main ways. First, for the people of our country, because we are having a tough fight with 70% inflation, currency being devalued by 100%. So this money will be invested back for establish the freedom of our people. And we thank them for supporting us, allowing us to reach more than 1.5 million people through our social media. So this means a lot to us. Our people at point were hopeless and this will provide hope to them. Second,
Will not allow another Aragalaya, President warns. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said recently that he would not allow another Aragalaya and would use security forces to prevent such a move. He told the parliament that anyone who could obtain permission from the police and stage any protest without blocking roads and causing obstruction to people. I will declare even emergency and call in security forces to thwart any such move, he said. 60% of the US 1 billion Indian credit line exhausted. A spokesman said Suspend Sri Lanka has exhausted around US 600 million of the US 1 billion credit line offered by India to purchase essential items during the crisis. India offered this credit facility upon Sri Lanka's request to tide over the foreign exchange crisis. Asked about the current status of the use of credit lines, a spokesman for the Indian High Commission said 60% of the US 1 billion credit line had been used based on the priorities of Sri Lankan government. Out of US 600 million, US 200 million had been used for oil purchases. That is in addition to the US 500 million credit offered to buy fuel. Sri Lanka targets 1 million Chinese tourists. The Sri Lanka embassy in Beijing, consistent with its efforts to continuously promote Sri Lankan tourism in the Chinese market, is targeting 1 million Chinese tourists to visit Sri Lanka after the China travel restrictions are relaxed, a statement from the mission said. Ambassador Dr. Paritha Kohota met with the general manager of Beijing Spring Travel Service Company Limited, Mr. Yang, on November 16, 2022, to further bilateral cooperation in the tourism industry. The ambassador, Dr. Kohona, said that the embassy is also exploring all possible ways to position Sri Lanka as a preferred destination in the Chinese market, including a formal request to the authorities. General Manager Mr. Yang said that Beijing Spring Travel Service Company Limited is among the top 10 travel companies in Beijing and Shanghai and has been accorded award certificates many times by the Chinese government and the travel trade. The annual business turnover of Spring Travel in 2019 was 24.5 billion RMB, that is equivalent to 3.5 billion USD. Spring Airlines is valued at 50 billion RMB. Indeed, I wouldn't say I like to recreate a bigger nation, President. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the government has embarked on a formal program to strengthen the banking system to establish the country's financial stability. I certainly don't like to recreate a bigger nation. We have to stand on our own, he said at the Lalit Atulak Podri's commemorative oration. The President was the chief guest at the function held on the 23rd at Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall to commemorate the 86th birthday anniversary of late Minister Lalit Atula Modali.
Contribution of its cabinet colleague begin proceedings by lighting the traditional oil lamp. Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe to light. We have
Import restrictions on many goods will be eased. A gazette notice is issued relaxing the import restriction imposed on several types of goods. It has eased import restrictions on several items including garments, beauty products, air conditioners, freezers and washing machines, tiles, ceramic accessories and gym equipment. The Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Ranjit Siambalapitiya, says that the relevant gazette notice has been issued to remove the import restrictions on those goods from November 23rd. Cabral can't leave the country. The travel ban imposed on former central bank governor Ajit Nivard Cabral has been extended till December 15th. That is according to an order made by the Colombo Magistrate Court. The personal complaint filed by former Southern Province Governor Mr. Kirti Thinakon, alleging that he misused public funds while serving as the governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka between 2006 and 2015, was heard before the Colombo Magistrate Court on the 24th of November. At that time, the lawyers representing Mr. Ajit Nivard Cabral raised initial objections stating that this case could not be maintained. The Colombo Additional Magistrate has ordered that the written speeches related to the initial objections be presented on December 15th. I hope you enjoyed this brief current news of Sri Lanka. In conclusion, I would like to say, on personal communications, despite the heavy toll of the COVID-19 pandemic and political mismanagement on Sri Lanka's economy and the lives of its people, the economy is gradually progressing presently, though challenges remain. Import restrictions on foreign goods are gradually easing. The influx of tourists is visible, and it is observed that they focus more on the beach areas and Sigiriya avoiding Kandy. Ranil and his team are endeavoring to take the proper steps for recovery. Stay safe and goodbye for now.